what was it, like a month ago I came on the show?
We have like a
This is before you decided to make it bigger, counterparty, all that sort of launch.
Yeah, we have a
Phantom stayed with you.
yeah. They're happy now. We talked about this last stream. They got to be happy now.
They gotta be happy, man.
They gotta be, right?
They gotta be happy. 86 viewers? They gotta be happy. They gotta be.
Twitch was on me with the view bots thing, man. There's not that many people in crypto. It's like
come for you, man. People really come for you, don't they? Like they're waiting to see you make a wrong move.
Dude, there's not that many people in crypto. It's like, what do you want me to do, man?
There was that really good meme that Bold did the other day of Pasternak in the pool, and then you just zoom out and it's all of crypto Twitter around being like, when flywheel. It's like, not nice to be here sometimes. People are just out to get you.
I actually like Ben Pasternak. Okay, wait, really quick, the thumbnail. Can you smile for me real quick? That was awesome. I actually like Ben Pasternak, and I think the biggest, also, I don't think I have to intro you, Mando, we know who you are. The biggest mistake Pasternak has made, I think, is he was convinced that the low IQ CT mob is smart and should be listened to. And then he's like in comment, he's accessible, bro. He's too accessible. Like if you tweet that Ben Pasternak's staying in a $30K a month hotel, you know for a fact he's replying with a picture of him working at the computer, and it's like, I think it's the biggest mistake he's made.
Yeah, he's taking it. I think it's just a lack of perhaps hanging out here enough to kind of realize people like leadership here. They like leadership. If you kind of show beta energy, they'll come for you. So you gotta like lead from the front a little bit. And I liked what you put out before, which is you gotta be a bit. You have to under promise, over deliver. That's for certain, and that's not very Silicon Valley, right? Which is kind of like, we've built the most incredible thing ever. Like, you've got to come invest in us. It's more like people don't like it if you're a bit showy here.
It depends. If you're showy and then you crack, you get destroyed. You could go showy, basically. Like, bro, Yuga Labs raised a $4 billion valuation on a metaverse. That have you played in the other side? No, right? So like,
the only person actually who does this well is Luca, because Luca is wildly ambitious about his when he goes on these sort of podcasts. He's not like understated in the stuff that he says, and he kind of backs it up. He does it very, very well. Most other founders I've seen are like, in crypto, they know that if they do that, it's a high risk strategy.
Yeah, the Ben Pasternak one is a tough one. Have you been trading on chain recently? Like, what do you have a take on all this launchpad stuff? I feel like it's such a tired conversation now. Have you been trading?
Yeah, that's exactly what I think it is. I actually think it's just kind of like a bit of a distraction right now, because I actually think there's some crazy stuff going on in crypto, and I feel like it's good for the drama, but it's not necessarily been that good for like P&L and stuff. I think the bonk versus pump thing was like interesting, but it's kind of like fighting over what is not, I don't think, the major meta right now, right? It just feels as though meme coins. How many people do you think are getting onboarded right now to meme coins? Right, like I think more people are getting onboarded to like dildos on Polymarket right now than there are on these launch pads. So I think that kind of says everything. That wasn't the case a year ago, right? Or 9 months ago. People are just not coming in to buy troll, even if it's a good meme or any good meme. They're just not coming in to buy them.
So what do you think the major meta is right now?
I think it's a really boring meta, which is literally just Tradfi coming in and pumping the sort of things. I think obviously it's all been around ETH, but you have if you look at the biggest movers over the last month or 2 months, they're boring coins. They're like, it's like Athena. It's coins that are really just like TradFi plays, and that's a really tough bit to be in like the trenches around, because everyone's just waiting. Everyone was a 10x. So it's been a slower market because it's like TradFi plays which are doing better, or it's you get involved in these treasury companies. But I mean, unless you're Udi and you got in on the private deals for these Bitcoin treasury companies, like there was no trade there. What I do think is one thing I think is really ironic right now is that I actually think with the move you've seen in Pudgy and REKT, it's like one of the best times to own crypto IP right now. Yep. Like, I actually think that it's so ironic that so many of the other companies are folding, like actually shutting down right at a time where I think if you can pitch a good IP with a consumer products play or something along those lines, you can do the most with a token you ever could. I actually think we will see a publicly listed company create a token in the next 12 months.
Do you think we'll see a
And it hasn't yet.
we'll see a publicly traded company create a token next 12 months? Whoa.
Either they'll do it themselves or they'll do it via acquisition. They'll buy an existing token play.
You know who gave that take? That take, the first time I'd heard it was a week ago with Spencer Ventures. Said this. What?
Yeah.
What
we
is
were
that?
talking about this live on the show like 2 weeks ago. So it was a very similar sort of chat about this.
I think Counterparty saw it first, but explain the take. Like what do you foresee happening, and then what are the second order effects if it does happen?
I just got this.
Yeah.
Sorry. The town hall of crypto where no one else can chat. I think that you're gonna. Right now, you could obviously Spencer's saying this sort of stuff, right? Because it's very easy for him to get bought, or to create a token and then get bought. But let me just do a thought experiment with like Pudgy or REKT, right? Let's say a big content company, one of the biggest ones out there, buys Pudgy. Where do you think that goes right now? Probably 5 to 10 billion, I would reckon. And then they can do so much with the IP. And suddenly then you have this, oh wow, like a proper Fortune 500 company has come in and is willing to take on the risk of a crypto coin right now, because like it's suddenly now attractive to be involved in crypto. Like if you announce anything about crypto on the NASDAQ, your stock like pumps. So suddenly people are going, right, well, if I do something like this, like if Nike had done the artifact purchase right now and released a coin, that would have been like an unreal play. So I think it's such a weird time. The artifact closed down. What Pixel Vault closed down. What other ones have closed down in the like? Doodles kind of like has moved away from it all. And
this is actually this is a sick take, Mando, because you're right. It's like it is a little bit like there's like a crypto bull market happening, but it's not in the shit that we trade. It's happening with the institutions and these treasury companies, which by the way, you were so right. There has not been a trade to buy these treasury companies. It's been like the biggest LARP meta of all time. At least maybe I'm just retarded. There has not been a trade, but every time you announce anything crypto, you fucking rip. And so, okay, do you think the stigma from Tradfi interacting with crypto has finally been broken on the back end of this like treasury DAT explosion?
Oh, 100%. Oh, like 1,000%. Like now, if you announce something about crypto, your stock goes up, and people are taking notice of that. And I think the other thing that's happening is you're starting to see that expand. The treasury companies, which are just buying Bitcoin and ETH, I think that's kind of the next leg of this is going to be more funky, more exotic stuff. And I think some of that may include NFTs. We've already seen it. I think that company bought the $5.2 million CryptoPunk last month, right, which was a treasury company. You're going to see tons of this. And if you just type in NFT treasury company onto the timeline, if you are not paying attention, there's like 1,000 people talking about this. Yeah. And it's like the stuff is going on, I think. So I think that whole idea of also owning the IP around these is going to be a little bit more interesting. It sounds very, very topish, but I do think if I was to guess where you can make outsized gains, it would be not buying an OG meme coin, but buying like an OG NFT brand, which they can do. Like, I don't know, I wouldn't say names, but I think like if you're thinking outside the box, those would be the ones. And you're starting to kind of see it. Things really random stuff like Mooncats are rallying, right? Like it's like, well, why is that? And they're holding on to gains because suddenly people are seeing some of this stuff.
Well, you could say it's topish, or you could think back to 2022 when Adidas launched an NFT, Puma launched an NFT, Nike bought Artifact. Like, I don't know what the saying is, but it's like the top signals of last cycle, or like the bull signals or whatever of the current cycle. Like, this already happened where all these like, top 500 companies were launching NFTs. So to think that they would make crypto acquisition plays in 2025 when crypto is the only thing anyone's talking about in TradFi. It's like, yeah, that fucking makes sense.
I don't think they'll buy it for the NFT. To be clear, I think they'll create a coin. I think some of these publicly listed companies are thinking about experimenting with coins. But the best brands often to launch a coin from are these NFT brands, weirdly, with no baggage from 2021, 2022. That like haven't. I mean, it's difficult with Yuga Labs because they've clearly got insane costs, and that's kind of the reason why these companies are all failing right now is because they basically had 3 years runway and they basically started to run out of money, and they front loaded doing too many different things. But if you can find a brand which didn't do that many things and is just a cool IP player, I think someone will do that. Think about it for like even for REKT, right?
Like
Let's
7-Eleven or some shit, right? Like,
well, let's say someone bigger. Let's say like Pepsi or Coke comes in and goes like, "Hey, I want to get involved in this market. I can buy the brand with the Treasury. The Treasury's already got 150 million of the coin in it. What happens if a big brand comes in and buys that? That is a Treasury that could 3-4x, you reckon? And then suddenly you've got this marketing budget of coin, which you can, with the distribution platform of a massive company, right? Of a massive company, you can be like, well, this is a no-brainer. Like, I basically bought a company for free here, because I can just market all the products here with that sort of play. And I think Pudgy Penguins is a very similar one, but that isn't the only one. But what I'm basically trying to say is that as a play, I think other people will catch up on it and be like, right, this is a good acquisition targets for some of these.
you're gonna get so fucking rich off of REKT acquisition.
I fucking hope so. OSF is doing an incredible job. He's doing an incredible job.
Holy dude, I'm looking at the chart right now. This thing is at fucking what the actual fuck? It's at $570 million.
Yeah.
What, dude?
Yeah.
What? I mean, what? Beyond, what the fuck's going on here? What is this? Why is it at 570 mil? This is like insane.
So obviously, a lot of it is held in the Treasury.
Yeah. How much?
Like I said, like 100 and, I mean, it goes up a lot, so I don't know, but
Like
150-ish.
What percent?
150 million is still in the Treasury.
30-40%?
And they give out, for each drop, they give out a very small amount. So like when they sell out the drinks, you get a bit of REKT with it. But because the drinks are really not worth that much per can, like I think they give out like less than 0.5%, like 0.3, 0.1% of the supply goes for each of these drops. And they're using it to sell out the drinks. So like he's going to blast through $1 million of sales because you get a bit of the coin every single time you buy the drink, right? And then I think the other thing is just it is a bit of supply control. Like it's only 23,000 holders. It's a lot of people who have bought into this brand for a long, long time. A founding team that is also not selling. Like we haven't sold any coins, which is very different, I think, for other things that kind of get to that sort of level. And that kind of more long-term kind of ethos. So it has been insane. He put out that REKT paper, what was it, 12 weeks ago? And that was the thing that really set it off. So it was like, right, this is the sort of document that you could send around to people and Tradfi could read it and anyone could read it, right? It's an easy like paper for somebody to, white paper for somebody to look through. And that's when it just started going manic. And it's positive externality. Like the more the coin goes up, the easier it is to sell the drinks. So then you can just you can theoretically like build a huge business, and that also makes it really attractive for somebody else to come in and buy it because then you go right, well, or take it to the this is why I think not that we haven't been approached by anyone. I'm just trying to tell you what I think is going to happen to some of these businesses which have NFTs. If you can attach it to a consumer product, like Spencer is doing it with the trading cards, right? And you can build that positive flywheel, then I think that's where you're going to see really cool stuff start to happen. And that you have seen that. Like that's the other thing that's done well over the last 2 months is Pengu, REKT, and boring TradFi stuff.
Do you think the new meta in crypto is going to be to turn IP into physical IP and launch products? Like, is that what people are going to need to do to make these coins go crazy?
I think it's an obvious play which makes you an acquisition or makes you like attractive to the equity market, which like also creates other flywheels. I think that all we're seeing right now is just Tradfi and let's say the non-crypto world is starting to merge with the crypto world, just because it's now okay to do it. Like the reason why all those other things failed is because you couldn't really do that much. Nike ended up trying to do like a DAO instead of just launching a token, like that dot swoosh thing, and it just kind of was like, oh, like what is going on here? Because they got too caught up in the legal worry of doing something. And I think some sort of brand in like traditional brand, but probably like a bit more niche or cool will come in and do this properly. We started to see it with like dead brands, like that's where you had like Enron do the coin, and you had like LimeWire did a coin.
Yeah.
But now I think you'll see like proper publicly listed companies go like, right, my stock price, if I announce something like this, I reckon will go up 30 to 40, 50%. I have literally a fiduciary duty to like do something like this. And I think we'll see plays like that happen.
Why does it feel, and maybe we kind of touched on this, but to ask more directly, why does it feel like there's been a raging bull market happening in equities and crypto has been basically flat? I mean, yeah, Bitcoin has gone crazy, but it feels like crypto has been pretty flat, all things considered.
Brother, you are blind. You are absolutely blind.
Like, all right, there's shit going crazy, but does this feel like 2021, bro? No.
Absolutely. No, it's not, because and it's, I think we've tried, what's annoying is that during this bit of the cycle, we haven't got the thing to like fully degen with.
Bro,
like
AI season was way crazier than 2025.
Of course it was for like the alts, right? This hasn't really been like that. This has been very similar to when Bitcoin dominance went higher, and like everyone was just like, oh god, the trade was to buy Bitcoin. This time it's ETH. Right, ETH has gone from about 7.5% dominance in crypto to now hitting nearly 13%, and nothing really has kind of been there with it. Like if you bought ETH beta, apart from like a very few things, that wasn't really the trade. It was just like if you were buying ordinals or runes, like
but
that
ETH
wasn't
isn't even
the trade.
4K
like,
yet.
Yeah, but it can keep going, right? ETH beta actually, ETH dominance could go all the way to 20-ish%, I reckon.
Tell me your ETH trade then, because you're obviously fucking heavy.
I've been very heavy in ETH. If you check back on my tweets, I kind of went in on that first move. So when ETH went from back to like 2,300, and everyone was like, "Oh god, this is it, get out." I've not fucked it up this time. Like I didn't do beta. I just bought the main thing, and I went in size for the main thing. So it's been good, but I do think the next leg of this is you start to see some of what I just said. Like some of the ETH betas will now start to be interesting. And I think weirdly, if you're going to degen on ETH, it happens in NFTs.
Like, dude, yeah, I low-key agree with you, by the way. I low-key agree with you. On the give me your NFT
there's
pieces.
Only 3 or 4, right? There's MOG, there's Pepe, there's REKT, there's SPX, but like you don't fucking trench on ETH, but NFTs you do, and I know it sounds really like, oh god, we're not going back into doing this, but if you just type in NFT treasuries, you'll see a lot of people talking about them. It's an ETH beta trade, and I kind of think there's also this IP play which will come back for some of these 2021 brands. I don't think it's the worst thing to be looking at right now. I actually think if I was looking for 5 to 10x gains, I'd be looking there.
Give me your catalyst. Like, is the catalyst going to be ETH going up? Is the catalyst going to be blank company announces a CryptoPunk strategic reserve? Is that like, what's the because I actually think you're right, and I have some fucking ETH.
It's the second one. I think the first one's already happening, right? And we're not seeing it go crazy like Punks has gone higher, but like I think it's the second one. Yeah, like someone in the chat is saying someone like Adam Weitzman came out and bought 5,000.
Dude, what the fuck was that, by the way?
God knows how much he bought them for. That just tells you. And if you look, I was like, I mean, I kind of knew him beforehand, but I was like looking back. And he's basically been out for lunch with like everyone in NFTs for the last like 3 months. And I just think that they're like some of, you know how NFTs was, it's kind of different to meme coins where it's like there's the cabals in meme coins, and it's basically 17-year-old guys all like dominating. The cabals and NFTs are like this like rich art crowd, and if you read between the lines, they're all talking about the same thing, and I think they're ready to kind of pump this.
What are they buying? What are the rich NFT cabals buying?
They're buying 5,000s of other deeds, and like they're sweeping CryptoPunks hoodies for like all the way up to 200 ETH. Like they are buying. And they're buying in size again for the first time in a long time. And I think you've got to pay attention to that.
They have so much money too. This is the thing people forget about.
Right, they are also way wealthier.
Okay, give me a take on, it's honestly a good clip too. Give me a take on the ETH whales that we knew from 2021 versus the like current soul whales, and how the net worth is just different.
Oh, it's like it is different levels to this. Like ETH whales are like they can be in the hundreds of millions, right? Where they're going. Like, the difference between NFTs as well versus meme coins is they're Veblen goods, and what that means is when they go higher, they're seen as a luxury good that you want to own, and that attracts the most wealthy people. That attracts the most, like the flex of owning the most wealthy NFTs only goes higher as they go higher. So as they go higher, they attract more wealthy people. So you can, like, remember the top of 2021, it was like attracting like celebrities, millionaires, billionaires, and I'm just starting to see the people that stuck around a bit, that they're starting to deploy, and there's a lot of you don't know what's coming. Right? I mean, a lot of chats where people are saying shit like that, and I'm like, okay, right. I'm now looking for a CryptoPunk openly on the timeline because I'm like, I think shit's coming.
Whoa, dude, you're about to phone me into a fucking punk. All I do is buy fucking Bitcoin, man. The NFT thing is, you're so right too, because when meme coins go higher, you start thinking, fuck, when am I gonna sell this thing? When NFTs go higher, it's like, I got my forever punk, like, da-da-da-da. Meme coins, it's like, damn, the bag feels fucking heavy. When am I selling?
Right. It tops out at $1 billion. There's another one that comes out. The other thing, I don't think people are coming in and buying new NFT mints. I don't think it's that. Like, I don't think we're backing that so well. I think you really got to, like, make your play on, right, who comes in and buys Cool Cats, right? And goes like, right, we're going to fucking send this thing. Like, that's just what happened with Moonbirds, right?
Damn.
This is basically what I'm saying.
Should I be in the market?
You can actually kind of, and they're already starting to move, and people. It's not that anyone's buying these. Artifact is rallying.
Yeah, why are
even
those
though
pumping?
they literally just rugged it, because people are predicting this exact move.
Dude. I'm sorry. I'm keeping you for 5 minutes extra. I moved the last one back a couple minutes. Okay, what about how important is, what's the exact announcement? You can have crypto in your 401ks now.
That's a big announcement, like, clearly, but this is just the acceptance of crypto. Like, obviously everything's going. That is a wildly big announcement, to be clear.
What exactly does that mean? Like, how much buy pressure does that put into crypto?
It's like the boring money, basically. Like, it probably, you won't feel it for like 6 months. Just like the Bitcoin ETFs took a little bit of time to really heat up, and the ETH ETFs too. Like, ETH ETFs took a year. Your financial advisor's now got to learn about, and these wealth managers at, I don't know, like Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, the Swiss banks, like, they're very, very slow moving. Like, they're normally about 50 to 60. They've been doing the 80-20 portfolio of stocks, bonds. They've only just learned about Bitcoin. They've maybe just learned about ETH.
Damn.
So they're going to take at least a year to learn about your bags, but it's very long-term bullish.
It feels, man, maybe I am just looking at the wrong coins, because it feels like
I honestly think that's one of the main issues of CT right now, is focusing on, there is something brewing, and I don't think it's going to be, it's in ETH, and ETH you can't trench. There's only like the coins on L1, so they're like, now people are, and it's coming together in a few different other ways. When people look for ETH beta, even like there will be ETH beta treasury companies, and they'll do a little bit of stables, like they'll do ENA, they'll do like syrup, they'll do a couple of like DeFi plays, and then they'll go like, right, what on NFTs can I own? And they'll maybe do like one or two of the meme coins as well. But I think it's coming for NFTs.
So
that's the best ETH beat.
How close are we to the Pico Schmico top when someone announces a CryptoPunk Treasury company?
Yeah, this is because if that was in 2021, yeah, it's over.
Like, but who's left to buy?
But we're not even, like, how much is a punk? 200K?
I think less, 150.
No, it's more, I think. Oh, it's just shy of it's around 200.
Okay.
Around 200. I think
250.
we're a third of the all-time high price. Where they top out? 450K.
455.
500K. Yeah. I'm not saying we're not like midway through at the very least, but I don't think in that headline anyone's buying Farcoin. I don't think anyone's.
So are you done? Are you done with Farcoin?
No, I own Farcoin. I'm just trying to tell you that I don't think people are if that headline hits, I don't think people are going back to Solana trenches. They'll be like, oh god, we're in the NFTs of 2023.
Fuck.
You know?
Yeah.
2024. And they'll be like, fuck, I've got to shift or I've got to stick. Like, what am I going to do? And maybe I'll be like an OG trencher or... I think that headline will FOMO a decent amount of people in, and it will also make them more Veblen-like. Like, if somebody comes in and really does this sort of shit, it'll make them proper Veblen goods again.
Tell me, okay, what do I need to focus on then? Like, where should you be focusing?
I mean, you grew up in this world, dude. Like,
I know.
I'm not, to be clear, I'm not buying a lot of these. I bought some Moonbirds, like, when Spencer bought them, because I was like, okay, this is interesting. Obviously, I've got REKT. But I just think that this is the sort of world where it can go hard. I think Pudgies can just go to the fucking moon. Like, Pudgy Penguins, I reckon, could easily get bought by one of the biggest companies in the world pretty soon, because it's just so obvious.
Like, what does Pengu go to if fucking Disney buys it, bro?
Right, like, imagine that pivot for Disney, like, being this kind of woke, left-wing rebrand. We're going to buy Pudgies, a bit more out there brand, like, I don't know Lucas selling, but I'm just trying to tell you that there will be a brand that decides we need to keep up with this audience. It's really good for our stock price if we do this, and it's good IP, and they've got a massive treasury of coin which we can just use to like do tons of cool things with.
Wow, dude, you're like really. I feel like you're way more bullish than the last time we talked. You're fucking.
Maybe that tells you we're close to the top. But to be clear, my only trade for the last 3 months has just been I've been doing a lot of like the AI bots, which I came on 3-4 weeks ago, like that, but on ETH, just ETH L1. And now I just think that you're going to start to see some of these beta plays. You can see it, like just pull up the top 1,000 coins on CoinMarketCap of the movers, and the majority it's like REKT, Pengu, like weird like Milady coins up, and then it's boring DeFi plays, and I think everyone's focusing on just like the trenches. The worst performing coin is the Believe app. That kind of tells you why are we talking about that so much. Like it's not where the bull market's happening right now.
Do you think CT has like finally lost touch?
No, I just think that this is where we've been like learn how to make quick gains, like very quick 10x gains. It's you're still going to find that here, but like it's tough, right? What's that, like 60 seconds is the average hold time on a coin now? Like it's not easy.
That's like should be like you should go to jail if that's what your CLO looks like. Oh, damn! You kind of just fucking fired me up, dude. I'm not gonna lie. This is what we do once a month. You come on, you fucking fire me up. Okay, give me like a sign off. What do you think the best trade in the market is right now that we have? What if you had to pin down one thing that isn't Pengu and isn't ETH, the token Ether? What do you think is like the best trade on the market right now?
I mean, I'm gonna say REKT because I just have massive respect for the dedication of OSF over the last few months. He's gone like full founder mode, and like being a co-founder of this, it's just been incredible to see. So I'm gonna say that it's up a lot, but I'm pitching you that I think these stories are going to continue to be very interesting, and I think it's a good one. In DeFi, like I think Syrup's an interesting one. I think which is the Maple Finance coin, like it's trading at 500 million. I think that one can do a few multiples just on just on a stable coin play. I think Athena's doing well, but everyone's kind of in that trade. And yeah, I think NFTs. I think pay attention. I think you could see a little bit of a OG decent IP play, and you depend how much risk you want to take there. But Moonbirds is not a bad one, right? Like he's clearly bought it and is doing quite a lot with it, and I think he's going to go down that route, and I think you'll see that for a few of these. Like,
hey, do you know what?
They are.
Do you know who Peter Smith at Blockchain is? You know who this is?
That sounds hilariously like a scam, dude.
No,
I think back away.
I searched NFT Treasury company, and the first thing that came up is thrilled to announce digital asset treasury solutions at Blockchain, a big step forward in connecting institutions with the future of finance, with a value of $200 million invested.
ODM that guy. No, but like, I mean, NFT Treasury, I think there was a company that did this like 3 weeks ago, but this is happening. Like Matt Medved, NFT Treasury companies are coming, whether they were ready or not. GameSquare bought 5.15 million Punk. Now imagine $50 to $100 million funds buying in. Like, Medved is aware of this sort of like this. He's in that group, right? Of the people I just mentioned. Damn. Of like the upper echelons of NFTs that know what's coming.
Wow.
Like, it's coming.
Wow. RektMando, I think this is one of your best performances in a while, not gonna lie.
It's always great coming on, man. Founder, if you didn't think about it once, go try out the platform as well.
Shout out to you. Maybe I should have given you a different title. I don't know. Dude, you're the go always. Thanks, man.
All right.
Founder of Yeet. Have a good one.